The system has to remain impartial. I mean, that's really the cornerstone of our society. I found that when the judicial system gets weaponized and targeted political enemies for political gain. And now the Democrats on our side there were some that were gleeful calling it like, now he's a convicted felon and those things. And
Sunny Hostin just unleashed a $330 million nightmare on The View, and John Fetterman's not taking it lying down. The senator's gone nuclear, slapping a lawsuit on the show that's got everyone from DC to Hollywood buzzing. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about some hurt feelings or a politician's bruised ego. This is war, folks. A war for the soul of media itself. Fetterman's not just fighting Sunny, he's taking on the entire system. And trust me, the fallout from this could change everything we know about free speech, media responsibility, and how your favorite shows operate. Are you ready to see the media empire crumble? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Folks, you're not gonna believe what just went down on The View. Sunny Hostin, thinking she's untouchable, just stepped into a $330 million minefield. And guess who's holding the detonator? None other than John Fetterman himself. This isn't just some Hollywood drama. It's a full-blown war that's about to change everything we know about media and politics.
Case in which Donald Trump was found guilty of various financial crimes was politically motivated.
And it's very clear both trials were politically motivated and weaponized. That on the I found that when the judicial system gets weaponized and targeted political enemies for political gain.
Let's rewind to that fateful day on The View. Fetterman walks onto the set looking sharp and ready for battle. But Sunny, she's got that look in her eye, like a shark smelling blood in the water. The interview starts normal enough. Small talk, a few softballs, then BAM! Sunny drops a bombshell comment that has Fetterman seeing red. We can't repeat it here, but trust me, it's bad. Real bad. Now, most politicians would just grin and bear it, maybe fire off an angry tweet later.
I think that's inappropriate, and I think that degrades our collective trust in this a very important institution. And we cannot allow these kinds of institutions to be weaponized against our political opponent, whether that's on a Democratic going after a Republican or a Republican going after a Democratic one. And I like to think I call it strikes and balls.
But Fetterman, he's not your average suit and tie senator. This guy's got steel in his spine and fire in his belly. He's not about to let some daytime TV host push him around. Behind the scenes, Fetterman's team is already drafting up legal papers. They're not just mad, they're out for blood. And that $330 million price tag, that's just the opening salvo. But here's where it gets juicy. Sources say The View's producers are in full panic mode. Emergency meetings, lawyers on speed dial, the whole 9 yards. They know they've stepped in it big time. The View's seemingly untouchable reign of daytime drama just hit a Fetterman-shaped roadblock, and the fallout could change the face of TV forever. But wait, there's more. This isn't just about Fetterman versus Sunny.
The system has to remain impartial. I mean, that's really the cornerstone of our society.
And people do have sympathy for that, but a lot of people are angry with him about it. What do you say? That about the J6 people too, though, right? That's what they're going to say on the other side. That is weaponized also.
I'm not referring to that. I'm talking.
Oh no, this is about to blow the lid off the whole damn system. We're talking about a seismic shift in how media operates. For years, these talk shows have been getting away with murder, saying whatever they want without consequences. But Fetterman, he's drawing a line in the sand. Think about it. If Fetterman wins this lawsuit, it's game over for the media elite. No more unchecked power, no more pushing agendas without fear of repercussions. This could be the start of a whole new era of accountability in media. And let's be real, it's about damn time. But here's the million-dollar question. Will The View cave? Will they try to settle this quietly, or are we in for the media trial of the century? One thing's for sure, Fetterman's not backing down. He's got the momentum, the public support, and a legal team that's out for blood.
And now the Democrats on our side there were some that were gleeful calling it like, now he's a convicted felon and those things. And America's confidence in these kinds of institutions have been damaged by these kinds of cases. And now for our party, we were talking about criminal justice, and we are now talking about Second chance.
Hold on to your hats, folks, because this Fetterman versus The View showdown is about to blow the lid off the entire media industry. We're not just talking about a simple lawsuit here. Oh no, this is the match that could set the whole corrupt system ablaze. And let me tell you, the bigwigs at The View are shaking in their designer boots. Now, you might be thinking, so what? It's just another celebrity lawsuit, but oh boy, you couldn't be more wrong. This isn't about Fetterman's hurt feelings. This is about taking on the entire media machine. On one side, we've got John Fetterman, working class hero, man of the people. On the other, a multi-billion-dollar media empire that thinks it can say whatever it wants without consequences. But here's where it gets juicy. In 2022, most people thought The View was untouchable, sitting pretty on their daytime TV throne. The truth is, they've been walking a tightrope for years, and now that rope's about to snap. Sources say there's a smoking gun that could bring the whole house of cards tumbling down. What exactly is it? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
And now, all of a sudden, now you're like, well, he's a convicted felon and all these things. That was politically motivated, and those kinds of charges would have never been brought unless one side could they realize. And now clearly, again, both of those trails, the Hunter Biden one and the trial in New York for Trump.
Fetterman's not just fighting for himself, he's fighting for every single person who's ever been smeared, lied about, or misrepresented on national TV. And let me tell you, that's a lot of people. The media bigwigs? They're scared, really scared, because if Fetterman wins this, it opens the floodgates. Suddenly, every Tom, Dick, and Harry who's been wronged by the media can come knocking. We're talking about a complete upheaval of how news is reported. No more anonymous sources say. No more wild speculation passed off as fact. The days of media outlets playing fast and loose with the truth, they might be numbered. And it's not just The View that's sweating. Every major network, every talk show, every news outlet is watching this case like hawks, because they know if Fetterman can do it, anyone can. But here's the kicker. Both the show's defenders and critics are dead wrong. Why? Because there's a secret player pulling strings behind the scenes. Who could it be, and what do they stand to gain from this media bloodbath? The answer might shock you. Now, here's where it gets real. According to verified facts, Fetterman's lawsuit could set a precedent for how legal battles involving public figures and media outlets are handled in the future. We're not just talking about a slap on the wrist here. We're talking about reshaping the entire landscape of journalism and public discourse. The question on everyone's lips, whose career will be the first casualty in this all-out war? Folks, this Fetterman versus The View showdown is about to blow the lid off the entire media industry. We're not just talking about some petty lawsuit here. This is a full-on revolution that could change everything we know about how the news works. Fetterman's not backing down, and The View's bigwigs are shaking in their boots. Why? Because if he wins, it opens the floodgates for everyone who's ever been wronged by the media. Think about it. No more wild speculation passed off as fact. No more hiding behind anonymous sources. The days of media outlets playing fast and loose with the truth, they might be over. And it's not just The View that's sweating. Every major network, every talk show, every news outlet is watching this case like hawks, because they know if Fetterman can do it, anyone can.